dismissed reports suggesting that the House is opposing Tinubu's borrowing plan, calling such calls mischievous and misleading. The Speaker stressed that the National Assembly recognizes the need to channel the borrowed funds into critical infrastructure, power, transport, and agriculture to expand revenue generating capacity.
We do not expect any less from the Speaker of the House of Representatives. He is of the APC, is of the inner caucus. I think no genuine financial manager would say that the borrowing is bad on the surface of it. But it has been alleged that the borrowings have been for consumption rather than production. If the borrowings are basically for just infrastructure without any element of production, is still very bad on its own. Now we have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. And why people are actually worried is because this government, before it came on board, the presidential candidate of the APC, who incidentally became the winner and is the president today, did say that they were going to, minimize borrowing. As we speak today, the federal government is still, executing three budgets: 2023, 2024, 2025. We have had supplementary budgets. We have had ways and means. If you put all of this together, we are sitting on the precipice. And I think those who know and those who have conscience have talked about it. So it's not enough for a Tajuddin to say it is okay. It is not okay for the central bank governor to come and say the same thing. It will also not be okay for the Minister of Finance to come and say the same thing, because, as a matter of fact, there are people outside government who know more calculation.
Nigerians are not saying don't borrow. Nigerians are saying that we're making so much through removal of subsidy. And why are we still borrowing so much? And Nigerians are asking, can we see what we're doing with these monies? Nigerians are asking, can you people ask questions, or whenever he sends a paper, you just endorse? That's what Nigerians are saying. So trying to say it's misleading, mischievous, is just trying to be smart by half. We have a right to ask questions because now from our money they go deduct the tax where they go take pay the loans. So we have a right to ask. So nobody should tell us it's mischievous, it's misleading.
Fact of the matter is this: if we have to go back to, the suspension or abrogation completely of the subsidy, not only since the subsidy was removed have Nigerians been asked to pay more for every little thing they do with their own money. As a matter of fact, if you talk about multiple taxations, Nigeria should be number one in the world. Because as you earn your salary, you're paying payee. If you transfer money, you pay. If they pay to you, you pay. Even the banks, because we are talking around money here. The federal government is also taking something from your money. They call it federal government transfer. There are so many things you're paying for. Even things that are supposed to be one line charge, one stop, business. They have to segment it in several ways. The government is also not controlling establishments like schools, so that, parents can pay something manageable. Any school can fix anything, any amount, it feels like. So is transportation. Only recently, the government said they were going to inform Nigerians, those in the food business, to reduce the cost of food. Some of the food we eat in Aba comes from Meduguri, from Zamfara, from Kasinala, from, Zakibiam. Do you know what it takes to bring the food? Do you know what it takes to, get the food from the villages around Zakibiam and mass them at Zakibiam proper before bringing here? What is the cost of diesel? The security men on the road, as many as they are, you have what they call produce. You just name them. They are collecting everything. Where you buy from, you're paying. Where you are, discharging your goods, you are paying. The rent of the shop, to the government, to this, to the unions in the markets. If you put all of this together, how can you reduce the cost of food if we have to deal with that? So Nigerians are getting wiser by the day. They can ask questions and they have to ask these questions. And we're beginning to see a situation where merely asking questions or analyzing some of the policies of government, they see it as dissent. And for that reason, if you become very popular, if your voice becomes very loud, they begin to seek for you. And we're beginning to see a situation where there is a problem between two individuals. Because the other party is on the side of government, the federal government will prosecute the other person on behalf of the individual, where the case is supposed to be between two individuals. Even in the Senate, where two senators are quarreling, the federal government will prosecute the other person for the other person. I don't know why it is happening like that. So I don't know where we are, actually descending to in all facets of our life in Nigeria.